I am back from CES in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're gonna have to talk about Nissan Leaf. Once again, I know I just did a report from their display on the CES floor. They released the 226 mile range version of Nissan Leaf, which is great, which is exciting. This is something that everybody kind of expected them to do because originally they announced just a 151 version. But of course, the bummer was the fact that their battery is still not actively cooled. But I reported mistakenly so, and quite a few other people as well. We all have to kind of backpedal a little bit here. That it was designed by the batteries were designed by LG Chem, and I guess they're now saying they are not. That's a bummer. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. There are so many things that to talk about from CES, but I think the news I'm catching up on happened kind of on the outside. Now, the Nissan Leaf, they've unveiled what they're calling is E Plus version with a longer range. And just like I said, I mean, I know I was really upset when I was making that video at their booth because they just disappointed. One thing they had to get right. One thing they had to get right was the active thermal management system. These are all the problems were coming from, all the bad PR, and yet they didn't do it. But I was excited because I was like, well, okay, well, at least the batteries are LG Chem. Well, guess what? The batteries are not LG Chem, and it's actually Jeff from Electric Revs, a friend of mine. We actually used to work together back in the previous careers. So Jeff ended up reaching out to Nissan, and Nissan confirmed that they have nothing to do with LG Chem. There were some outlets that reported this correctly, but most outlets, including me, unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, but there's just the rumors were from such good sources that LG Chem were the batteries. They never kind of disputed that. Usually, manufacturers will say, whoa, before you go further with these rumors, let us clear things up. Now, I did reach out to them as well this morning, and they did confirm to me, their rep confirmed to me as well that the batteries are not LG Chem. Let me tell you where they're actually coming from, and what does it really mean, whether or not you should buy a Nissan Leaf moving forward, because I was really excited about 2019's. Before that, of course, let me just stop for just a second, remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. There's a discount code in the description of this video. Go ahead and use it. Save yourselves a few bucks. There are a few videos on my channel about their accessories. I have quite a few of them on my Tesla, so check them out. All right, so the Nissan confirmed that the batteries are going to be made by the same company that they were making that they own, and that they were making batteries for them all along. Uh, I believe they tried to sell this company for a while, and they might still sell them. So it's kind of weird that they're trying to sell batteries from the company they're trying to get rid of. And obviously that caused so many problems with the charging issues on the fast charging and into the battery degradation. So now let's put a bit of a positive spin on it. Now, this car, as you know, I just featured it as one of the most affordable cars, electric cars, if you're buying it brand new in the world. The other one was Renault Zoe, which is only being sold in Europe, not here in the United States. Unfortunately, I think it would do really well, but Renault's presence here is not obviously very big. But Nissan Leaf, after the maximum amount of incentives you can have from the $7,500 US tax credit to some of the states that's throwing in another 2,500 or so, you can pick this up, for 20 grand. Brand new, so that's pretty good. Now, don't forget that the 226 mile range will be more. I think the rumors are like 30. Again, they didn't release the pricing. They could have done such a better job in their press releases if they would have mentioned the thermal management system and the battery supplier and the price, but they just didn't. And this is why all of this confusion is created. That the press release was just kind of had all these holes that we kind of had to fill ourselves as journalists and media representatives. So and that's why we kind of ended up guessing wrong, and maybe it was just kind of wishful thinking, definitely on my part. I'm rooting for them. So Yeah, so the price, but so for the car that is like pretty much the cheapest EV, and it is a Nissan, and it's got a lot of really awesome features, and it's a hatchback. A lot of people really like that. It's a small car, so it's good for big cities and Europe. And by the way, this car is selling pretty well in Japan and Europe. It's just in the United States, it's just not being sold very well. I'm gonna assume it's the supply rather than the demand issue, because I see so many ads around here and the TV and the airports. So they are proud of this car. They're trying to push it. Um, but I guess you get what you paid for, right? If, for example, if you want to lease this car, and with the base price or whatever, you would add some features. This is still a great deal because you're only going to own it for about 3 years. The batteries are definitely going to hold up. The batteries have obviously the warranty that's kind of required by law and regulations now, and it's a pretty decent warranty. I think it's like 8 years, 100,000 mile warranty. Though I have to double check on that, but something really good. So if you're leasing this car, that's not a bad deal at all. Whether it's a short range or long range or whatever. So for a 3 year lease, now what happens after that? This is something that I guess Nissan is going to deal with, as far as how far the prices of this car are going to fall. Now the fast charging issue, it looks like it's been fixed. But we will never know whether the battery degradation issue is going to be fixed until people will be using this car and driving this car and charging this car for another 3 or 4 years. So we can only speculate. Obviously, Nissan says, hey, listen, this passive thermal management system, we really upgraded it. Now it should really work just fine with this battery. We're not worried about it. We put a warranty on it, so you guys should be fine as well. And there's something to it, obviously, let's think. But just general lack of maybe effort, or business savviness, I would say, is obviously disappointing. Let me know what you think. And by the way, before anything, I want to make sure that I give a quick shout out to one of my new Patreons, Kim Jansen. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your middle name. I don't even want to try, but thank you so much, Kim, for joining my Patreon community. I am a full-time independent YouTuber, so this is how I make my living. So thank you so much, and of course, you guys get to watch me live. You can support me just for as little as $1 a month, actually. So thank you for those of you who do. Patreon.com/E4Electric is where you can do that. And I've been posting pictures from CES for my Patreon community as well. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time. And remember to stay charged.